Hey guys, I thought I would come on here and I had seen a video today that our sister Rhonda did, and well, here's the here's the glory cloud, or at least that's what I think it is, because I don't think it could hardly be the sun on the southeast side of my house at right at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So just to show you guys that again, goodness. But in either case, I saw a video today that our sister Rhonda did, and she was talking about a dream that she had, and a couple of things in it, kind of like I took notice to, because she had said that she was at a school reunion, and a woman had come up to her and she was talking about measurements and things like that, and she had asked her to do some cross stitching, and it reminded me, I had a great aunt, and her name was Esther Blanche. And she was really cool, guys. She was my mother's aunt. She was technically my great aunt, and she couldn't have children of her own, so she was like really enthralled with the fact that my mom had given birth to us twin girls, and so she just, it kind of reminded me of Rhonda's dream, because she kept, like there was a woman there that kept passing around a baby girl and said, look at her, and technically speaking, that's the way she was with my sister and myself. She was always passing us around and wanting people to notice us, and also she used to do cross stitch, and I know a lot of people don't do it now, but because of her and her cross-stitch efforts, I remember she did the prayer and had it framed, that you teach little kids. Like, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. And if I should live for other days, I pray the Lord to guide my ways. And she had put that in a cross-stitch and framed it. And it was really beautiful. And I used to, I had it hanging over my bed. And my twin sister, Charlotte, had the Lord's Prayer that she had done in cross-stitch hanging over her bed. And so it just reminded me of Rhonda's dream, because the woman in the dream kept passing around the baby girl, and it seemed like she was everywhere with this little baby girl trying to, and of course when you do have two of them, it is that way, it seems like they're everywhere, there's a, double trouble and all that. But in either case, I noticed that she also mentioned the number 17, and that's another thing that kind of like struck my mind, because when kids are little, like say when you're around 4 or 5 years old and people say, well, what's your favorite number? Most little kids will give you a single digit number almost without fail. They'll say 3 or 5 or 7, something like that. But I always used to say 17, and I don't know why, and I don't know why it was my favorite number. Could it be that this is the year 2017? I don't know, guys. I never really understood it, but I just knew that that number was my favorite number from the time I was a little bitty girl on. And so that's another thing that kind of stuck out to me. But also, because of my aunt stitching the cross stitch, I stitched a quilt every time that I was pregnant with one of my children, which I had 3 children. I did a cross stitch quilt for the children, so that they would each have a memento from their mom, that because it takes a long time to make a quilt like out of these little small cross stitches. It's a labor of love, and it was something that I figured, well, they could always keep. That was for me. But in either case, I remember the one that I made for my daughter, because she's my middle child, and she'll be 26 this coming Saturday on the 21st. The little quilt had said, each day brings new delights. And today I saw Brother Todd's video, and I thought, he was talking about like it's today, and if it's not today, then it's tomorrow, and that we should live in the day. And I know I've heard Mark Hardy say that as well, that, quotes the scripture that tomorrow will have worries all of its own, and today is the day of salvation. And if we are watching actively, we should think that it's today until it's not, and then it's tomorrow, and then it's the next day. So I guess maybe we are date setters in the fact that even if we don't know the day and hour, that today is the day until it's not, and then tomorrow. And I think that that's more of what it's like when you're walking this out in faith, as watching is really it becomes part of your life. I know that it has been for me over the past couple of years. I think about, okay, do I really need to get that new pair of boots for winter? Will we be here for winter? You know, I think things like that, and I think that a lot of people, or a lot of you guys, could relate to what I'm saying here. Miss Hannah she's having a heck of a time here, guys. Look, little Hannah, here. Well, she's, you know, they won't do anything on cue, right? It's just like the little rooster did that, guys. I'm not over there squeezing him and making him scream like that. He just does, okay? Goodness, guys. Right? There he goes. There he goes. Announce the day, my darling. Proclaim it, little rooster. Anyway, guys, but the 17 stuck out to me there from Rhonda's dream, and also the cross stitch. But another thing too I noticed was that she and also Sister Melissa over at Midnight Hour Oil have been asking the Lord in the last few prayers. There he goes again. Have been asking the Lord in the last few prayers that they did to show them things that are to come. And I had made a similar prayer a couple of weeks ago. And I didn't share it with you guys because I really didn't know what the word meant at the time. Because I was like, Lord, you know, tell me something that, you know, that's different, that maybe, you know, like we haven't thought of, or what's, you know, something that has to do with us, you know, seeing you in your glorious appearing, that has to do with the rapture, because that's what we're so excited about. And I got the word mangere, or it's M-O-N-J-A-R-E, I believe. And it was weird because I didn't know what that word meant, and I'd never really used that word. And if you guys know, I mean, like, that's great. But the best thing that I could come up with that I think that it means is, in Italian, a lot of times they said that there was a woman who was a chef, and her big thing was whenever she would get through making her dinner that she was preparing, she'd say, mangiare, mangiare, like that. Like, hey, come to the table and eat. Come to the table and eat. And, you know, of course, that's going to make me think, okay, it's time for the wedding feast of the Lamb. It's time for us to come and eat, you know. And I mean, and if it does mean something else, like if it's a surname or something else that you guys are aware of, you know, please let me know. But until then, I guess I will think that it's a good thing that he's calling us to know that our time is close, and that's what I choose to believe. So, and it was definitely something I didn't know before. So in either case, I hope that gives confirmation to some things that our other sisters have been seeing and hearing from the Lord, or dreaming. And otherwise, I think I'm going to get off here because, well, it's taken over, guys. Again, I have to say, last time I checked, the sun doesn't come up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the southeast sky. So, goodness, guys. Well, I love you all, and if we don't talk soon here, then I suppose that I will see you in the gathering. And I love you all, and God bless you until we talk again.